Hey friends, welcome. January 29th, 2025. Imagine waking up in Charlotte, North Carolina, and realizing that Jesus is here, physically walking the streets, engaging with people, and bringing light into the darkest corners. Not as an abstract figure of faith, but as a real person in today's world. Where would he go? Who would he talk to? What issues would he address? Each day, we follow Jesus as if he is truly here with us in our time, experiencing our world, meeting people where they are, and responding with the same love, wisdom, and power as he did 2,000 years ago. Today, Jesus walks through Charlotte. His day begins and ends in prayer, but in between, he touches lives in the most unexpected places. Follow closely, because if you truly see through his eyes, you'll never look at your city the same way again. Before dawn, Jesus stands beside the reflecting pond at Freedom Park, the cool air wrapping around him. The only sounds are the distant hum of traffic and the occasional rustle of leaves. He kneels on the damp earth, hands open, eyes lifted. Father, guide my steps today. Show me those who need to know your love. Let the forgotten be seen, the burdened be lifted, and the hopeless find joy again. For a while, he stands in stillness, simply watching as the first hints of sunlight peek over the horizon. Then, with purpose in his steps, he leaves the park and walks toward the city. Charlotte is waking up. Office workers hurry down sidewalks, coffee shops fill with morning commuters, and students pack city buses. Jesus steps into Community Matters Cafe, a coffee shop run by the Charlotte Rescue Mission, which employs individuals recovering from addiction. The rich smell of coffee fills the air, and Jesus greets the staff with a warm smile. Marcus, a young man working behind the counter, hesitates as he approaches Jesus' table. His hands tremble slightly as he sets down a cup of coffee. "Sir," Marcus begins, his voice almost breaking, "I heard you speaking to someone earlier. You told them they weren't defined by their past. Do you really believe that?" Jesus looks at him with kindness. "Marcus, what do you believe about yourself?" The young man shifts uncomfortably. I think I'm trying, but I'll never be good enough. I've made too many mistakes." Jesus leans forward. "You are not defined by your past. You are defined by the love of the Father, and he calls you redeemed." Tears well in Marcus's eyes. No one had ever spoken to him like that. No one had looked at him as if he were more than his worst mistakes. Jesus places a gentle hand on Marcus's shoulder before leaving. The young man watches him go, holding on to those words like a lifeline. At Johnson C. Smith University, a diverse group of students gathers in a lecture hall, waiting. Jesus steps forward. No microphone needed. His voice carries naturally, but it's the authority in his words that captures attention. He looks around at the eager faces. Tell me, what does it mean to truly love your neighbor in 2025? A young woman named Anaya raises her hand. It means standing up for people, being kind, helping those in need. Jesus nods. That is good. But what if your neighbor is the person who cut you off in traffic this morning? What if it's the politician you disagree with? Or the person who hurt you? Silence. Some students shift in their seats. Loving those who agree with you is easy, Jesus continues. But true love, the kind that changes the world, means forgiving those who have wronged you, serving those who can give you nothing in return, and showing kindness even when it's inconvenient. The words sink in. Some students take notes, others simply sit in stunned reflection. One young man in the back crosses his arms, skeptical. That's unrealistic, he mutters. Jesus meets his gaze. It is, but that is why the world has not yet changed. A hush falls over the room. By early afternoon, Jesus walks into Levine Children's Hospital, passing rooms where children battle illnesses far beyond their years. He steps into room 214, where 6-year-old Sophia lies in bed, her skin pale, her body fragile. Her parents, exhausted, barely register his presence at first, but Sophia senses something different and turns her head. "Are you an angel?" she whispers. Jesus kneels beside her, taking her small hand into his own. "No, little one, but I am here to tell you that you are deeply loved." Her mother watches, hesitant. "We've prayed for a miracle." Jesus meets her gaze. "The greatest miracle is that you are not alone. The Father sees you. He sees your daughter." As he prays, a deep peace fills the room. Sophia smiles, a smile that has been absent for weeks. Healing comes in many forms, and today it comes through hope. As the sun begins to set, Jesus walks to a roof above, a shelter for the homeless. Inside, men and women sit at long tables, eating warm meals. Jesus takes a seat beside Charles, a man with tired eyes and calloused hands. "I used to have everything," Charles mutters, staring at his plate. "A family, a house. Now, I don't know who I am anymore." Jesus places a hand on his shoulder. "Charles, you are not forgotten. The Father sees you, and so do I." Tears slip down Charles's face. "Nobody's said my name in weeks." Jesus says it again. "Charles." Dignity restored, identity remembered. Under the vast night sky, Jesus climbs Crowder's Mountain. The city lights stretching below him, he kneels, hands clasped. "Father, open their eyes to your love. Let them not be consumed by fear or division. Let them see you in the kindness of a stranger, in the healing of a child, in the dignity of the forgotten." The wind carries his prayer over the city. His work today is done, but love never sleeps. So Jesus' journey through Charlotte today may be finished, but his presence lingers in every heart he touched. He was in the cafe, offering hope. He was in the university, challenging minds. He was in the hospital, bringing peace. And he was in the shelter, restoring dignity. And he is still here, in every act of kindness, in every moment of grace, in every step we take toward love. Tomorrow, he will walk again, perhaps in a different city, perhaps in your heart. Will you follow? Because the story will continue, and he is still walking among us. Tomorrow, we'll continue into another city and another day's journey with Jesus Christ. But before you leave, I would like to offer a prayer for the hopes, needs, and intentions that you are holding in your heart today. You ready? I'll lead. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Amen. Friends, thank you for joining me today, and don't forget, hug your family. They love you. I'll be back tomorrow with more of the journey as it continues. Have a beautiful day and take care. Bye-bye.